Hey, come on in. Welcome back to Theo's Coffee Break, where the coffee is always on and warm at my coffee table. Today's episode is personal, like heart on the sleeve kind of personal today. It's not just about a moment, it's about a mission, or really, a why. This is a prayer I've carried in the quiet corners of my spirit for years, and now I want to share this moment with you from a place of vulnerability and authenticity. And that is 3 words: representation, visibility, and legacy. Because one day I want to hear someone say, I'm able to do what I'm doing because I saw Theo do it first. And I'll be honest, those words, they're not about ego. No, they're about healing. They're about mirrors that didn't exist for me growing up. They're about choosing to become what I never saw, so that maybe, just maybe, someone else won't have to feel as alone in their journey as I did. You know, for so long, I didn't see myself reflected anywhere. Not in music videos, not in church leadership, not in the kinds of careers I dreamed of, and not even in family. As a queer Korean-born transracial adoptee, there were no clear templates, no roadmaps, just a lot of fog and confusion that required me to be in survival mode. Honestly, a majority of my life was a whole lot of performing and pretending. Fake it till you make it kind of living. And still, something in me refused to give up. So let me say this. No child should have to become a pioneer just to feel worthy to be themselves. And no human should have to battle invisibility before they can even begin to bloom in life. Representation matters because it's not just about seeing yourself. It's about believing you have the right to exist fully, openly, boldly, joyfully, with a healthy sense of confidence. When I started Theo's Coffee Break, and when I returned to the stage as Shin Hu-young, I didn't know who'd show up. I didn't know who would listen. But I knew I had to start showing up as myself. Not just the polished parts, not just the 5-star customer service version, not just the obedient people pleaser. I had to show up as the me who sings, the me who grieves for the broken and hurt version of who I was. I had to show up as the me who still believes in miracles. Because representation is also about emotional visibility. It's about allowing our fullness to be seen, understood, and celebrated. It's about being the first in the room to say, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm here, I'm present, and I'm trying. And I'm willing to learn so I can understand. From that, I've learned this truth. You don't have to be famous to be someone's first mirror. Sometimes just showing up in your truth, in your everyday life, gives someone else permission to come out of hiding and to be themselves. I've stopped thinking about legacy as something I'll leave behind when I'm gone. because legacy is what I live right now. Legacy is an intentional decision made in the conscious choices of your present life. It's the decision to speak your truth, to make space, to open the door and leave it open behind you. One of the most radical things we can do in this world is say, I made it this far and you can too. And please know, you are not alone. I say that because I dream of a moment 10 years from now when someone says, I saw Shin Hu-young play a show in Grand Rapids, and that day I was motivated and inspired to get after my dreams. Or, I heard Theo's podcast on a day I was going to quit and give up. But instead, I stayed. Or even just the simple, Theo made me feel less alone. Because today was a day when I really needed a friend. That's the kind of legacy I want. Not perfection, not performance, but presence and permission to be true to yourself. Here's the thing. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's scrolling past your post, but bookmarking it in their heart or mind. You don't know whose life is quietly being rearranged because you dared to be visible. Representation is more than a ripple. It's presence in motion. It's showing up in your everyday life and becoming a living example of authenticity. And all it takes is one brave splash of honesty to help someone else to stop drowning in silence. So whether you're a first-gen student, a late-blooming artist, a stay-at-home parent rediscovering yourself, whoever you may be, just show up. Because you never know, your authentic, true self just might be what someone has been looking for. Or more importantly, praying for. Hey, thank you for being here with me today. And thank you for listening, for witnessing, for being a part of this unfolding legacy that is now yours, mine, and ours. Together. If you've ever felt unseen, I hope this episode reminded you you're not invisible, and you really do matter. My coffee table? We are so glad to have you as part of this legacy that you and I are now creating together. So if you ever want to reach out and connect, just send me an email to theoscoffeebreakpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, I'll see you right here, same place, here at Theo's Coffee Break Podcast, where the coffee is always on and warm at my table. And you are always welcome at my coffee table. See you later.